Formula One has always been a very cutthroat sport for drivers. If at any stage you fail to perform in the sport, the team will not hesitate to kick you out. RB did exactly that with Daniel Ricciardo. With Liam Lawson joining the team, Helmut Marko has very clearly stated what he expects from him, and has also revealed a certain competition between Lawson and Tsunoda that could lead to a promotion. Last year, we saw Liam Lawson step into the AlphaTauri to replace an injured Daniel Ricciardo for 5 races. In just these 5 races, Lawson proved what he was capable of and that he is worthy of a permanent F1 seat. When the Kiwi was announced as Ricciardo's replacement only for the next 6 races, there was some confusion as to why VCARB didn't sign him for next year as well. But that reason has now become clear. Here's what Helmut Marko said. "I don't know in how many races he, Lawson, was faster than Yuki, but that's why we decided that now is the time to make a comparison with Yuki. Who of these two is the fastest?" Marko told ORF. After that, it's up to the Red Bull hierarchy to decide who fits where in F1 2025. Helmut Marko is basically saying that the next 6 races will be a shootout between Tsunoda and Lawson. But for what? Well, that's quite simple. The Red Bull seat for the 2025 season. Before we continue, we have some exciting news for you. We are giving away some exciting goodies from the F1 store. To participate, just head over to our community page or our social media pages and click on the giveaway link. Now, back to the topic at hand. It's no secret that Sergio Perez has been under-delivering for Red Bull in this past year. While Verstappen is leading the Drivers' Championship, Sergio Perez is all the way down in 8th place. Due to Chico's performances, Red Bull has also lost the lead in the Constructors' Championship to McLaren. There's no doubt that Chico is now a liability for Red Bull. There were discussions that took place during the summer break on Perez's future, but ultimately the team decided to retain the Mexican driver for the time being. Earlier this year, Red Bull extended Perez's contract for another 2 years, which is meant to last until the 2026 season. But if he's not able to perform to keep Red Bull on top, there's no reason for the team to retain him. In every F1 contract, there are performance clauses that demand a minimum performance from the driver. Perez has not been meeting his performance clauses, so Red Bull can kick Chico out of the team with minimal consequences. To determine who is going to replace Perez, Helmut Marko is keeping a shootout between Tsunoda and Lawson in the next 6 race weekends. If Lawson is able to come out ahead of Tsunoda, the New Zealander will be chosen for the Red Bull seat. If Tsunoda is able to stay ahead of Lawson, the Japanese driver will be driving alongside Max Verstappen next year. This is the main reason why Helmut Marko wanted Lawson to step into the car for the next 6 races. When Ricciardo first signed with AlphaTauri and then VCARB, the plan was to gradually get him back into form and then put him in the RB20 once he's ready. But Ricciardo failed to prove that he was still quick. Marko said that Ricciardo had lost his killer instinct in the F1 car. Hence, he was not fit to pilot the Red Bull alongside Max Verstappen. But Red Bull still needed an answer as to who will replace Sergio Perez. The only way to determine that was to have Lawson drive in the same machine as Tsunoda to see who is faster and who will replace Perez. If either of these drivers advances to Red Bull Racing, there will still be 1 empty seat left at VCARB. So who will fill that seat? If Perez is not driving in Red Bull next year, it's likely that he will retire from the sport after this season. He will also not want to drive for VCARB and spend the rest of his career fighting at the back of the field. So now Red Bull has the opportunity to promote another junior driver. Helmut Marko has always been a supporter of giving the younger drivers an opportunity in the sport. In fact, he wanted Lawson to replace Ricciardo after the Spanish GP, but Horner wanted to give the Aussie another opportunity to prove himself. So if either Lawson or Tsunoda is promoted to Red Bull Racing, Ayumu Iwasa or Isaac Hadjar will be chosen to step into the VCARB. Iwasa drove in Formula 2 until last year and was a championship contender. This year, he's driving in the Super Formula Series in Japan, the same as Liam Lawson did last year. If Lawson is promoted and Iwasa is chosen for VCARB, Tsunoda and Iwasa will be the first ever all-Japanese teammate pairing in Formula 1. Isaac Hadjar is currently driving in Formula 2 and, you said it, is a championship contender. He's currently sitting in second behind Gabriel Bortoleto, who is in contention for the Sauber seat. He's also a very strong candidate for VCARB if there is an opening. To summarize, Red Bull has set up a decisive 6-race shootout between Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson, both vying for the coveted Red Bull seat alongside Max Verstappen in 2025. Sergio Perez's struggles have placed his future with the team in jeopardy, despite his contract extension. If either Tsunoda or Lawson outshines the other, they could earn a promotion, while the remaining seat at AlphaTauri could be filled by promising junior drivers like Ayumu Iwasa or Isaac Hadjar. Red Bull's decision in the coming races will shape the future of its driver lineup for years to come. What do you think will be the lineups for Red Bull and VCARB next year? Post your thoughts in the comment section below.